Hey there, Sarah Noquette here, and welcome back to this channel. Now, this channel is definitely the place for you if you are an online business manager, a virtual assistant, or some other service support professional. This is the place for you. I drop a new video every Wednesday, and today's video is no exception. Today we are talking about your client onboarding experience, and this is definitely an important piece of the equation when you are putting your best foot forward and really impressing your new client. Now, before we kick off and get into that, I just wanted to let you know about something very special we have happening in our OBM community. This is an event that we host random intervals during the year, and it is all about having you build a successful business as a service-based support professional, and it's called OBM Week. It is a challenge designed for you to really get started and kick off your business as a service-based support professional. So I'm gonna leave those details below this video in the description so that you can check that out, but don't hesitate because it's happening really, really soon. Now, when it comes to your client onboarding experience, there is something really important that I want to mention here. Your onboarding experience is the point in your relationship with your client where you have pretty much sealed the deal, right? So your client is excited about working with you. You've had your discovery call. You've impressed the client. They've hopefully signed their contract and paid, right? Because we always, when I'm teaching my OBMs, I want you guys to have the contract signed, the first month's retainer paid before you really kick off services. So you're beyond that point right now. You are at the point in the relationship with your client where you are like, all right, what comes next? This is awesome. And you do not want to drop the ball here, because I see a lot of service-based support professionals go in heavy and slay the client, but then forget to kind of keep that momentum going. So in today's episode, we're going to be diving into some of the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years to really establish trust with the client once you're kicking off that relationship. That's going to make your client have this amazing experience with you where they're going to go and they're going to tell all their entrepreneurial friends about how amazing it is to work with you. Because if there's one thing I know for sure, word of mouth travels very fast. And when you are giving your clients a top-notch experience, especially as an online business manager, they are going to spread your good word to all of their friends. So I want to help you get there with today's tips and tricks. Now, my first tip for your client onboarding experience is that really personalized welcome. But I want you to really understand that the trust is established from this first point, right? So the client has paid, they've signed their contract, and now you are essentially welcoming them into your business. So you really want to give a personalized welcome here. You want to make this client feel like they are, the cheese to your nacho. Okay, maybe not the cheese to your nacho, but you definitely want this client to feel like they are the apple of your eye, that they are, your only client, right? That's how clients want to feel. But in reality, that isn't always the best long-term strategy for us as service-based support professionals. We need to have these things baked into our processes, to our systems. And you know me, I'm all for a good system. So client onboarding, you got to look at it as a system. So it starts with this personalized welcome. And I want you to think a little bit about what you want your clients to experience when you are first getting started. So making sure that you are, having a very individualized email that you send out to them, especially right after they have made payment. The last thing that I want you guys to do is give this period of delay where the client has paid and signed their contract and it's like you hear, crickets. You don't want your client to be experiencing crickets after they've made payment and after they've signed their contract. Instead, you want to knock their socks off with this amazing personalized email that you send to them that cannot be beat. Thinking a little bit about what that looks like, with our students, I always like to encourage them to include a welcome package in there, some sort of email detailing, what it's like to work with you, what are your hours of operation, what are the best ways to communicate with you. These are all things that you might have mentioned during your discovery call and during your courting period with the client. Now, the next big piece of the equation with your client onboarding system is collecting and auditing, okay? So this is the next piece that oftentimes gets overlooked. Now, when it comes to being an online business manager, much like other online service-based support professionals, you want to know what assets you need from that client. You know, what passwords do you need? What information do you need? You want to think critically about those pieces, and you want to have this really baked into your plan when you are onboarding the client. This is going to be less painful in the long run because you don't want to be, a month into the relationship with a client and then being like, hey, Sally, what did you say your password to ActiveCampaign was? Like, that's not so professional. So I definitely don't want you going down that road. I want you from the beginning having a beautiful intake questionnaire. Intake questionnaire, that's the name of the game, where you are getting all of the information that you need from your client. So I want you to think strategically about the pieces that you need. So as an OBM, I'm like, I need access to your Google Drive. I need access to all your passwords. I need the email addresses of your team members. I need to know who your Facebook ads company is, all the things. So I want you to spend some time thinking about that, right? And what really needs to go into the collection of goods that you need to get from your client. And do it in a way that is painless, right? It doesn't need to be a painful thing. It doesn't need to be awkward, but it does need to happen. So if you can create an intake questionnaire, which makes it very simple for the client to give you the information they need, then you're doing a lot of goodness for yourself and for the client, and really establishing that long-term foundation to your relationship. Now, the next big juicy nugget I've got for you when you are onboarding your clients is creating a plan. I don't care if you are a virtual assistant, if you are some other online service-based professional, especially if you're an OBM, you need a strategic plan in place for the services that you're going to deliver. When it comes to being an online business manager, I really preach in my paid programs about the breakthrough strategy session. This is a formula that we teach. It's our OBM blueprint. It is this strategic planning session that, we really encourage our online business managers to have with their clients from the onset, because it really helps to establish, what are their goals, right? What are they hoping to get out of this working experience from you? And it's gonna help you as a service-based support professional really get clear on like the deliverables that you wanna be getting out. It's gonna help you get those quick wins with clients, because client Sally is like freaking out because her client onboarding experience is not good. So if you can help her button that up as an online business manager, that's gonna help you really kind of check off of your plan, one of the things that she was needed support with. So I really want you to get clear with your client by planning and having a planning session. So as part of a planning session, you might be asking strategic questions. You're going about it in a way that's getting all of your information, but then you're setting out a plan. It might be a 30-day plan, it might be a 60-day plan, it might be a 90-day plan, it might be a year-long plan. Whatever it looks like, you have to really have clear expectations regardless of what kind of service you're providing with the client. And having a plan and getting on the same page from the onset, from the onboarding process with the client about what this plan is gonna look like is gonna help you really maximize your time with the client. It's gonna help you reach your goals with the client. It's gonna help you really achieve more with your client. Your client is going to be satisfied, happy. Again, spreading your word to all their entrepreneurial friends about how incredible it is to work with you. And that is what I truly want for you. Now, as Churchill once said, he who fails to plan is planning to fail. So if you are not planning with your clients, are you essentially planning to fail with the client experience? I believe so. Really focus on what your plan is gonna look like, share it with the client, get on the same page. This is a big part of client expectations in the onboarding experience. So do not forget about the planning piece. Now, along with planning and being sure that we're not planning to fail is the communication plan. So this is the fourth big piece in the onboarding experience. How are you communicating with your client? Is it that you're having weekly sessions? Is it that you're exclusively talking through a Slack channel? Is it that you are meeting once a month? You want to be on the same page of when you can expect to hear from the client and when they can expect to hear from you. It's like a new relationship that you have with anybody. You don't know what this person is like, you don't know what their schedule is like, but when you are really wanting to create that client experience, you definitely want to get on the same page with the client, and you want to understand, when are they available? When is the best time to talk to them? The best thing that I can advise here is to, from the beginning, from the get-go, from the word go, really set a plan with the client. This might be one of the questions that you ask your new client. When is the best time to communicate with you? What are your hours? As online business managers, we are very in tune with our clients' calendars, very intimately involved with our clients. So it's a little bit easier to sort of know when the client's available. And over time, you really get a feel for how your client likes to communicate. That being said, from the word go, from the signed contract, from the paid invoice, you really want to kick off your communication with that client as best as you can. And that involves setting a clear schedule for when you're going to communicate, what channels you're going to communicate on, and it's going to really, really solidify your successful working relationships. Along with the strategic plan of what's going to happen during the course of your working relationship, you also want to make sure that you're clear about your communication plan and what that's going to look like with that new client. Now, the next big piece is your check-in. So again, this is sort of like off the tailwind of communication. You really want to have a point somewhere along the journey with your client where you have a check-in conversation. I always like to do this after the first 30 days. It's like that opportunity to say, hey, how are you experiencing working with me? What do you like? What do you not like? Is there anything that I can do to improve how I'm communicating with you? That is just the most delicious, amazing thing that you can do with a client. After the first 30 days, to have an open, honest conversation is so much better than waiting for the first 60 or 90 days or not having that conversation at all. Like that I do not recommend. But you want to have something in place where you can have an honest conversation with your client about their experience working with you. That's going to help you to deliver a better ongoing experience. It's also going to help you with future client experiences when you are onboarding new clients. As online service-based support professionals, we are constantly learning about ourselves. This is a personal growth journey. So embrace it and be open-minded to constructive criticism. You don't need to be afraid of these conversations. You need to go into them with an open heart and open mind, and likewise your client as well, because they're going to be getting feedback from you as well. But it's sort of baked into that onboarding process that at this particular mark in time, we're going to have an open, honest conversation about our working relationship. And I promise, when you can get that on lockdown, it's just gonna lead to such a better ongoing long-term relationship. In that same vein is the idea of your client onboarding system. I always talk about systems, whether they are standard operating procedures or systems in your business, that they are like these living, breathing, evolving things. And your client onboarding experience is something that will no doubt evolve over time. Think about the things that you're doing in your onboarding. Take note, be consistent. When you're not consistent with your onboarding process, you don't know what worked and what didn't work. So when you are refining and rinsing and repeating and doing this over and over again, I really want you to think critically about how you can improve, how you can give your clients a better experience, but not sort of reinventing the wheel every time. Get clear, use these tips that we talked about today to establish a very strong onboarding experience, and then evolve it from there, improve it from there, improve your welcome email, improve what that 30-day conversation looks like, improve what that planning session and that intake questionnaire looks like, and just continue to really grow and improve how you give your clients that white glove experience. And I promise, when you really nail this client experience, it's like magic. And your clients will not only spread your good word, but they're just gonna feel really confident about the experience working with you. And in this online space, and especially as online business managers and other online support professionals, we have to make sure that our client experience is top notch. These are the things that differentiate you from your competitors. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, please do hit the subscribe button. I release a new video every Wednesday about all things online business management and service-based support professionals, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Don't forget to check out OBM Week. I'm gonna leave the link below this video in the description. I hope to see you there, and until next week, take care, and I will see you soon.